In last year's improbable run to the NBA title, the Cavaliers overcame a 3-1 deficit by unlocking the unstoppable force of LeBron James. However, there was another player that was just as instrumental, if not more, than the King. Kyrie Irving's last 3 games filled in all the scoring holes that LeBron couldn't, and without him, Cleveland would have been left without a celebration. Cut to this year's finals, and while LeBron is averaging a triple-double through 2 games, Kyrie has struggled from 2-point range, hitting only 37% of his shots. And if the Cavaliers have any hope of getting back into the series, they absolutely need Kyrie to go supernova all over the Warriors. One reason he's been struggling so much is his over-reliance on isolations. For some reason, the Cavaliers came into the series figuring they could out-talent Golden State, and it has been a recipe for disaster as it's helped lead to 2 straight blowouts. A typical play for him would be to set a pick and roll, force a switch, and attack. But why would they ever screen with Durant's man is beyond me, and Kevin Durant has been haunting Kyrie's dreams all series long. I don't know what the coaching staff saw on this pick and roll pairing, but there is no question Durant can handle Kyrie when he tries to drive. The other defenders don't have to help, and when he's forced to shoot, they're too difficult to make. And Durant has been torturing him even when he's not his primary defender. Another ISO out of the corner finds Durant coming over with his long arms and contesting, when a pass to a wide open Kevin Love would have been the better decision. And when his ISO does get him separation from Klay for a wide open jumper, there's Durant again swooping in to block this from behind. When he broke free to the rim and thought he had an easy shot, there's KD rim protecting and forcing the miss. Every once in a while, the Cavs will try and break out a good set, like this weave across the top. The problem is, the Warriors run this play for Klay Thompson and know exactly how to blow it up. When Kyrie finally goes into his isolation dance, it's easy for Zaza to ignore Tristan Thompson and let KD and Draymond zone it up on the weak side. The offense withers on the vine, and whoop, wouldn't you know it, KD is there to contest another miss. If you're as into the finals and these 2 teams as much as I am, then you've got to check out our limited edition exclusive designs. We've got a host of different color options on very high quality t-shirts, so order now and be the first of your friends to own one. The bottom line is, Kyrie shouldn't be doing no-pass isolations against this team, especially against Durant and when Draymond can easily help due to no movement by the rest of the Cavs. And let's give some credit to Klay Thompson, who is one of the premier perimeter defenders in the league and someone who has the size and strength to make life very difficult for Kyrie Irving. Now let's look at some good offense that was helping Kyrie get loose for scores. If they can get him running into the catch, preferably off a handoff, then there's a real issue for the defense to contest shots like this. Here's a nice horn set where Kyrie enters to the high post, gets a double pin down, and finds space to shot fake into a 1-dribble pull-up. Here, they run the loop, where Kyrie can sprint around 3 screens across the court, and this flows nicely into a step-up screen from Tristan Thompson. While it doesn't immediately lead to a shot, it does give him some space to then go into his ISO step-back dance from 3. Even something as simple as the give and go out of a slipped ball screen should serve to pull the defense wide and give him room to finish at the basket. And more pistol action with a pin down into a handoff. The key being he's sprinting before the catch and then attacking right away to find his shot. Yet in this year's finals, we haven't seen any of this type of action run for him. When they're not running stagnant isolations or straight high pick and rolls, they very occasionally run a decent set. Although this one was slow developing, it has a good zipper cut into a back screen by JR, who then flares off the Thompson screen into the corner. While JaVale did a good job closing out, this is the kind of action that over the long run would yield good shots. Now that we're speaking of the offense in general, it's time to question who is really in control of the offensive sets. It just doesn't feel to me like the coaching staff is calling out the plays they want to run, since who in their right mind would tell LeBron it's okay not to get the ball in either the high post or the low post? Check the numbers in the finals. In his 13 games before the finals, he got 3 low post touches a game, and in the finals it's down to 2. And the elbow has been where he's most dominant, yet before the finals he averaged 3 elbow touches per game, and in the finals he's gotten there exactly 2 times in 2 games. It's coaching criminality at its finest. Lest you don't believe me how good their high post split action is, let's check it out. In game 1, they did not run it at all until early in the 4th quarter after the game was already over. And even with Richard Jefferson and Darren Williams doing the splitting, it still gets them a nice cut to the hoop and free throws. In game 2, it took them until the 2nd quarter to run it, and because of Korver's gravity on the split, it opens up a nice slip to the hoop for a Kyrie layup. This play didn't appear again until the start of the 3rd quarter, and this time JR sets a screen for Love out of the corner, and wouldn't you know it, they get a layup. And the only time it didn't work was when LeBron got the ball way too high, which means he's not a threat at all to drive. And with Thompson on the weak side, Zaza can really gum up the works. This turns into good post position by Love, but a bad turnaround jump shot that breaks. They've also almost completely abandoned their horn sets. Even though when they've run them, they haven't scored much, they've gotten good shots going to the hoop that will most likely lead to foul calls when they're in Cleveland. Yet, in key moments of the game, when they absolutely need a bucket, they do not turn to either of these 2 sets to generate good shots. So the question that really begs to be answered is, how much control does Tyronn Lue have over the offensive play calls? Remember, offense is not for the stars. They can get their shot anytime they want to. Running team-oriented action is for the role players, so they can touch the ball a little and maintain a rhythm, so when they do get a shot, they're comfortable. But we've seen this in numerous teams LeBron has been on in the finals. Their shooters go through prolonged slumps because they simply do not run enough team offense to get those guys moving, touching the ball a little, and feeling a part of the offense. The Cavaliers will simply not improve their defense in 2 days of practice. The only hope they have is to score a lot better, which, by the way, will improve their defense because they won't be back on their heels trying to defend the Warriors' fast break so much. They also need some cold shooting and maybe even some foul trouble from the Warriors, but at least they'd be putting themselves in much better position to make this a competitive series. While it doesn't look like the Cavs have a legit chance of winning the whole thing, at least we get something much more interesting to watch. Subscribe here for more great NBA analysis, and don't forget to click the bell and turn on notifications so you can get our great content hot and fresh. You in?